Begin your ribbon ruching gathered sample by cutting a 6-inch long piece of ribbon. Next, you're going to be folding the ribbon into triangles by lining up the edges of the ribbon and pressing every time you have the ribbon at an angle. You'll continue to fold the ribbon twice, and then once your ribbon has an angle, you will press it. You'll fold it twice again. Once you've got the angle, you will press the ribbon. Continue to do this for the length of your ribbon. Now you will unfold the ribbon, and you'll notice that you're going to be stitching where the angles are. So anytime there's a vertical line, you'll avoid that, and you'll just be stitching where there are angles on your ribbon. Set your machine to a 4 or 5 stitch length for gathers, and then begin at the very end of one of the angles of your ribbon, and do not backstitch. You're going to be creating a gathering stitch. Once you reach the end of your ribbon, you can place the needle down into your machine for pivoting, or if it's available on your machine, there's a button that you can press so that the needle stays in the down position every time you stop sewing. After you've reached the end, then you will pivot and you are going to continue stitching in those creases. Now do not stitch off of the end of the ribbon, otherwise that'll make it difficult for you to gather, but you're going to be stopping just at the very end. Continue to do this for all of the diagonal lines on your ribbon until you reach the end, and do not backstitch. Once you've reached the end of your ribbon, leave yourself a nice long thread tail, and then head over to a flat workspace where you can start to gather your gathering stitches. Tie a knot with the 2 threads on one side, and then working, if possible, with the bobbin thread, which will be a little easier to tug. You're going to start by tugging and then smoothing out your fabric to move the gathers throughout the length of your ribbon. This takes a little bit of time, and you don't want to pull too hard, otherwise you might break your thread. And if you do, try to maintain the gathers where they were, and then you can start to pull from the other side of the ribbon. Once you've gathered the ribbon the amount that is desirable, then you can tie off the ends of the threads to hold them in place. And after you've tied off those ends, you've now completed your ruched ribbon gathers.